Hello everyone, this is Shelby with Shelby Creations. Welcome to the Dragon's Den. I know it's Saturday. I know it's supposed to be a whatever type of day and not a journal day. But one, I missed Thursday. Everything was hectic around here. You know, life happens. So why not combine Thursday and Saturday today? One thing I found out with cleaning all this mess, believe me, it's been a mess, is that there are sometimes you want to do things, but you don't have what you need. One thing, I've started collecting are frames because I love using frames. But then what do you do if you don't have frames? Well, we make do. So what we're going to do today is sort of make something somewhat of a frame. That makes any sense. So what I'm just opening up my page here. Let me find me a clip. Move my little geisha girl bell just to hold that down. Now, I have this paper and I want this in a frame, but it's black on black. And I know I want it to go here, but I don't really want to have to cut my paper. I'm being picky, but that's okay. We can be picky. So what I'm going to do is pinch that there where I need to fold it. Make sure I get it even here. Let's see if that's right. Is that going to... Oh, I can't tell. All the pages are the same color. Yep, this should do. All right, so you go back over there. Now, I need to figure out, because this is definitely too tall. So how far are we going? I know I want to start down here. Grab my pencil, and I'll make a line about where I want to cut it at. So, now that everything's in its place, as best as it can be, you know, it's easier to find things because they're actually where they're supposed to be. I know, shock of shock, right? You know, after I had pneumonia in January, and that cough, here it is March, and it's still not totally gone away. Oh, that's so irritating. Oh, but do I want to cover up? That's not where I'm supposed to be at. I'm supposed to be over here. Okay, let's try this again. That is the right where yeah, that's where I did it at. So we're going to have this, and it's going to continue over to there. That much we know. But I want this to sort of have an opening here. So what I'm going to do, because you see how it's sort of equal distance around there? I'm going to come around this way and sort of position my paper here where I want to tear the opening from. And this, I'm just putting this as a guideline, so I know I want to go at least up to here. I want to go down to here. And my sides are about there. So basically, okay. Basically, we're going to, let's put this a little bit different here. So we know we're going from there to there. And I'm just sort of following my pencil over here till I get to a center part. And then I can come down here. Just sort of like, you know, I've got a reference here. That's basically what it is. Now, everything has a place now, but sometimes I forget where I put things. Because that's not where they used to be. So, all I'm going to do, because my craft knife is over there on my cart. I'm going to come in here, and I'm just just making a cut on there. And why? Because I need to tear it out. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to tear it. I'm not cutting. So I know I can come this far. And I can take more out if I want. So but let's just get the gist of it going. Because I can come back in here and rip more if I need to rip more. And I know I'm going to need to rip more. Okay. We're getting there. It's just, it's hard because I'm used to ripping the other way. Okay. And I don't need to go all the way to my line there. So that's all right. Now, but I do want to come down here. And I do need to go over here a little bit. So just ripping out a hole. And the whole idea is so that it is not even. You know, I don't want the, I want like a peekaboo through. Now I know I can't go any farther because that's the gist. And I like the way that is. That's going to work. So, now what am I going to do here? What I was thinking, you know, usually we would edge that with black ink. What if we did gold? And this is StazOn metallic gold. Ugh, see if I can get this off of here. Yuck. Now, one thing I noticed with this is the little felt pads that usually come with them. And a lot of inks, when you go to dab them on, I don't know if you can see this, but it starts to pull out. Not sure I like that. But it will get the job done. Because all I want to do is to go around here with the gold. All around the edge. Yeah, it sticks. And, you know, I have that happen with these felt pads. Not so much with the sponge pads. And I probably should have used a sponge pad. But I pulled this out and it already had the felt pad attached. I figured, okay, well, we'll use it. Because they come with all these felt pads. And I usually don't use them. I just stick them aside. At least I don't use them on here. They're good for other things. Now, let's see. Where do I need to increase it at? So I've got more gold around here. Oh, like that. Now, this is where I'm also going to hit the edges. That's going to be a problem. I'm going to end up getting rid of the felt here. The one thing I noticed with your StazOn ink is that it takes forever to dry. At least the metallic does. I'm going to go all the way around here. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. But there's so much ink on this as it is, I don't want to waste it. Yuck. Yeah, that doesn't feel too good. I know, here I'm saying it's got so much ink on it, but yet I keep dabbing it back in there. I know, that's smart. But see how it sticks so bad that it pulls the felt off. And I'm wondering if that's just the metallic that's like that, because I didn't have any trouble with the blue one when I used it. There. So that would be that way. Do I want to do, yeah, let's do the crease. Why not? You know, why not? But I'm not going to do a lot to the crease. I'm just going to make sure there's a line down there. Good enough. Ugh. Yeah, this is going to, I don't like that. Well, let's not put that away just yet, but I do want to set that aside. Now, what I want to do is position the back on the back of here, on where, or the bottom page, on where I want this to be. Put that away. It's getting in my way. And then figure out where I'm going. I think like just like that would be good. So I'm gonna hold this down here a minute. Let me find my tape. And well, oh well, it's just gonna have to wait. Do it this way. Yeah, I thought I could hold it over and then just put it up there, but no. Yeah, you live and learn. So it didn't work that time. So we'll go a different way. There. Now, what? Why didn't if anything's going to go wrong, it's going to be today. At least it goes wrong with me and not with y'all. Okay. Push that down. Is that going to stick? Let's hope so. Now, I'm just going to come back here and add some. This is just regular Scotch tape. So that will hold it in place. Okay, put that back up. Now, get rid of some of this. Trash, trash, trash. Then I'm going to come around here on the back of this with tape. Double-sided sticky tape. And if you've been noticing, I have been using this quite a bit. That's because not only do I have this roll here, 3 more on my shelf over there, but I've got about a dozen at least in my supply box of tape. And I've got to use it. I don't think it goes bad, but you know, I spent all the money on it. Why not use it? Did that go over? No. Barely, barely, barely. Now we'll go this way. Now, I'm not worrying about this half. Not yet. Because first things first, I want to get this down. So, I'll peel my tape off. It's going to be one of those days. Nothing's going to work. Nothing has been working right all day. Do y'all ever have those days? I swear that's been all day today. I think something's going right. Nope. Where's my trash can? Okay. Now, I want glue. And yes, I have refilled all my bottles. But it's just, I found that in the wintertime, when it's cold, Fabri-Tac does not want to come out of the bottle. Not that it's cold here now. I'm going to go right along that crease line, then come out just a little bit. So, turn that over. Now, the way I like to do it is I like to get my crease and set that in where that needs to go. And follow that all the way down. and then press it out. That way I've got it in my crease. It's there. And that's it. All right, this side here, we can come in with our glue. Get that down. All right. So now I've got somewhat of a frame. It's a torn frame, but it's like a little peephole. And I like that. I like the brush of gold. But now we've got this edge here. And what are we going to do with that? Well, we're going to bring out our black soot. Why not, right? And I think what I'm going to do is pull me out a coloring page. By coloring page, I mean, put this down there so that I can ink on it without getting it onto the pages below. And I'm going to come in here with my black soot. And yes, I am laying it down. I don't care if it's thicker in one place than the other. It doesn't matter to me. Might as well get that edge there too. But I want that darkness. And I don't want to carry it over here, so I'm done with that page for right now. But I do want to come in here and make this a lot. I like that. I'm not going to move my page yet, because I'm not done with this yet. You know, we've got all this ink left on here. And is it even coming up? I'm giving a light shimmer. So, and that's all I'm doing with that. In fact, I don't even want to touch it to take it off. I'm tired of that. But see, yeah, that even, that has stuck to my tweezers. That's how bad it is. So that'll get a thing. Before I do anything else, I'm going to come in here. Where's my, get one of these out. Because I don't want to mess with my tweezers until I get this ink off of them. An alcohol white pad is the best thing to get ink off of stuff. In fact, I have got gold ink all on my fingernails now. And yeah, it's taking it off. And it's a lot easier, you know, than anything else. It's quick, it's easy, and it works. All right, now, that one was black soot. I have one over here that I haven't used yet. So there's no label on this one. But what if we do it in the gold? Yeah, I don't even know if that's coming up. Oh, yeah. But I think we're going to need more ink on here. I thought I had somewhere in one of these drawers is my ink for this. And it's not in that one. Figures. Which means I got to pull everything away to see if it's in the bottom one. Yep, there it is. I love inks that you got the re-inkers for. And this one has not been re-inked in a long time. Now, am I crazy, or does that look... It says gold, but it does not look gold. It looks a brassy color. Maybe it's just me. All right, where's my lid? Now, if you're running into the same problem as I am here, then what you will need to do, somewhere in here I have a, what is this? What? Okay, here's a good one. It's just it was a plastic business card. And I'm going to smoosh it around, because I should have realized, even when it was almost bone dry, it's like it does not want to seep in. The colors will seep in great, but for some reason, it's this gold that, and it's the same with the silver. The silver doesn't want to do anything either. Get that off of there. And now, because you know, I'm going to put this in put my hand in that, and it's going to go everywhere. Sort of like glitter. Oh, yeah. Oh, I cannot keep the stuff off of my pans. So just then I can come down here and just hit different little marks. But I want it more in on the edge of the black here. You know, just that touch of gold. Needs a little bit of richness. Put the lid on that. Yes, put the lid on that. Now, I cannot put this over there with anything else. So and see, that's the bad part about some of these things. You have to keep them away from everything else. And that feels hard on your hands. So, pardon me for cleaning up here a little bit. Just all over my fingers. Now okay. That's better. Now let's see what we're looking at. I noticed we've got a little bit, it didn't stick too much. I must not have squeezed the glue enough. So we can come in here. And I don't mind if I only have to glue a corner down. Okay. So we've got that. And that looks, I like the way that looks. But what are we going to do over here? Because I do love the swan. Let's see, what have we got in? I have a thing here for large flowers. What can we put on the other side? We could even do something like that. I think that's it. I think that's going to be it. I like that. And then after this, I think I'm going to go find somewhere or go in the bathroom and scrub my hands good. All right, I was hoping this would peel off easier because it had that piece on there, but it's not going to. Tape. Come on. There we go. That in the trash. Now, get my tape off of here. Get down there. These I know do not have any ink on them. So, I mean, I could put this, yeah, that's going to be it. And sometimes you don't need a lot. That's all I'm doing on that page, just right there. Plain and simple. The gold sort of brings everything out. You've got your peephole frame. All right, that did come over there, but that's okay. We can take care of that when we do the next page. Maybe we'll put some lace behind it. We could do that. Do I have, I mean, we've got a few minutes. Let's see what we've got in our little bag we've been using. I had no idea that was going to hang over like that so bad. Just a piece of black lace would be good. Do we have anything that's... I don't think I have any gold lace in here. No, I'm not seeing anything gold. That's blue, not black. It's more black, but I've used that one. The only other thing I would have would be maybe something like this along the edge. That may do. That may be it. Because this has got a sparkle to it. All right, pull that out. And then we're going to shove all this back in. Put it all back in there. In you go, in you go, in you go. Okay. Oh, it's another piece of paper. Okay, so let's see what we're looking at. And to do that, I'm going to pull out this color sheet again, because I want to see how it looks when it's underneath properly. Now see, there we have that one there. And if I put it on now, then when I go to do that page, you know, I can cover it up. So I can put that along the outside, but that's, then I've got this. And it does have some of that blue from over there. I think that's going to be the way to go. That piece right there. That looks like it. So, and I got me a new pair of scissors too. The ones I have, I love. I mean, I hunted all over for that particular style. But when you're fussy cutting, and you're holding scissors like this, and it seems like that sort of gets onto my knuckle, or it'll slide back up in here, and I've got arthritis in that thumb, so it hurts. So this, it gives me plenty of grab, and I've got more control with this. Because see, I've got plenty of play, and I can grab hold of that with that one. Love those. Love those. I'm sure you can find them at, you know, just about anywhere online. But I got mine from the local Asian store, Asian grocery store. I love going in that place. The only thing is, it costs me an arm and a leg every time I do. I can't go in for just one or two things, because then I see, oh, you know, this was so good when we had it over here. Or, you know, I remember when we had this at this particular restaurant we were in Japan. Or, you know, it's hard. So I'm doing this a little longer, top and bottom, than where it needs to be. Because I can come back and trim it. So, put this on this side. And now we're calling it done. That little piece of shimmer in that lace. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a gold shimmer. Pull that out a touch more. And it brings out the gold that's in here. You've got the blue that comes through the holographic little things in the flowers. And then those little pieces of light gold, pinkish gold, brings out, you know, the moon and the flowers. So that's it. Plain and simple, easy peasy page. But we did it using ink and paper, just ink. And we made our frame like a little peekaboo frame. So we didn't need to go out and buy anything. I think it turned out really good. And see, that's the whole thing. What can we do with what we have that we don't have to go out and buy anything? Because going through everything here in the Dragon's Den while we were doing our cleaning, I found so much stuff that I bought to use, and I had every intention of using it, and I had a project to use it for, but I never got around to it. Now see this, yeah, we're going to have problems with the gold. I'm going to have to put down a mat. I mean, it's not even coming off with a baby wipe. So, and I mean, I got a lot of the stuff I got rid of. I got rid of a ton of stuff. I sent some to Sherry. I've still got another box going to Sherry. I got some going to Charlotte. And then, y'all have seen my little hauls from the Crafty Crab. We took a load over there. We had a 3-tier push cart. I think we got it at Harbor Freight. It was red, and I spray painted it a light lavender, like an orchid color. Beautiful. Love my little cart. And it worked great when I was in the big bedroom. But now that we're in the Dragon's Den, we don't have room for it. So it was either keep that one or keep the tea cart. We kept the tea cart. But what I was getting at was so many things that we get, and when we don't use them, we forget we have them. And then it takes up space. It takes up room. And, you know, sometimes we buy things that we don't even need. When we got things that we can use to make what we need. You know, it was like what was that one little thing I kept seeing on one of the crafting pages on Facebook, where I'm not going to pay, you know, $4.99 for something that will cost me $54.99 to make. Just got to buy all the parts. That's me. Well, that was me. But, and then too, you know, I have to downsize at some point before we move back home to Japan, which will be probably the next 1.5 years, 2 years, 1.5 years closer. So, but yeah. Oh. But this, you know, this is one technique we can use. Make yourself a little hidey hole, a peephole frame. And it's not so much as a frame, it's a peephole. Or would you call that a frame? I call it a frame. And that's all that matters. What do you call what you're working with? So we're getting there. I did do a few other pages since I was with you last. Like I did that one and that one. I think I did those two. Yeah, because I'm trying so hard to get through this little bit so that we can move on to something else. So that's it for this Saturday. We did a little makeup for our journal. We did a little new technique, doing our little Heidi peepholes, frame things, whatever you want to call it. So if you enjoyed our little time together, give me a thumbs up if you're a subscriber. Thank you for being part of my little group. And if you're not, please subscribe to my channel. Usually, up until I got pneumonia, it was Tuesdays and Thursdays were journal days, Saturdays were whatever's. Well, today is Saturday, it's been a whatever. I am trying my best to get back on track. Having pneumonia with a sinus infection, an ear infection all together, it threw me for a loop. I was miserable. I mean, I usually talk to Sherry almost every day, and she can tell you, I was hardly on the phone. I was hardly in here. The only thing to do to keep busy was to clean. So that's what I did. And then I was also a smoker. And once you get pneumonia with everything else, it's very painful to smoke. And, you know, if you're going to go with, if you can go with 2 weeks without a cigarette because you're sick, might as well go ahead and quit. So as of January 28th, I quit. I've made it over a month because I made it to February 28th. And I'm taking it one day at a time. And that's another reason why we've gone through the cleaning. So I'm not sitting here doing this or beating my face or, you know, getting antsy and chewing everybody else out. So this is what I've done. Anyway, if you've enjoyed what we did today, give me a thumbs up. And I will leave the Etsy store link in the description. And also Victoria, y'all met her on the Dragon's Den tour. I'll leave her YouTube channel, Crafty Little Dragonfly. She is working on a snake doll lady thing. You have to see it. She's wonderful with this computer program. I can sit there and watch her and be mesmerized. And I know nothing about computers. I am about as computer literate as this book sitting in front of me. I know how to work my iPad, and I can answer a phone call on my phone. That's it. So, and I've got to relearn how to use this laptop that my son got me so that I have old computer games. The CD computer games that I used to enjoy playing. So that's why he got me he refurbished an old laptop for me so that I would have something to do. He did it while I was sick, but I ended up cleaning, and anyway, that's another story. So until next time, bye guys.